Sounds like a good motto to me. I love it.
All right, how we doing, guys?
Hi.
I'm going to do a little housekeeping, and then we'll jump in. And I got something to say. I got a little disappointment at the opener, but we'll get to that. Tomorrow night, we got Benz and Ixo on. And Wednesday, pre-Toronto, will be live with Michael Goodman from Eggy, and afterwards with Guy Forget Ghost and fan sets on the recap show. And our friends Abbey up there are going to be in Alpine. They were originally going to be on Toronto. We said, come on tonight because you're flying.
Poor brain. I didn't think about the... Yeah.
That's all right. And hopefully we're going to get some, like, at least a few messages from you of what's going on. I understand being at the show and not, able to communicate. So... Yeah. Anyway, we, as of last night, we had gone 32 shows this year without a repeating an opener. So, of course, I jumped on the bandwagon and killed it because 46 Days was the first repeat. And I'm going to throw it to you, Jen. It's 6 minutes, but do you think anything was there?
I enjoyed it. I mean, I was ready for whatever they wanted to throw out tonight, and I thought it was a great start. And I mean, if you look at how the set list runs, it starts there and it doesn't stop for a while. So I loved it.
This is true. And like I said, it was 6 minutes. It does what it's supposed to do. It's a workhorse for them. And then we hit MoMA. Abbey, where are you at with that?
I thought that the 46 in the moment at least got like a little bit more momentum.
That was smooth. That was a super smooth transition.
High octane. Let's fucking put a little something in the tank.
I felt like the 46 Days is a little bit clunky. Like sometimes when it's an opener and it doesn't already have the gas, it's a great song to like. It's like opening with Possum. Sometimes you don't already have the gas there to
like. Like 0 to 60 in a minute and a half instead of 30 seconds.
Like a slow-mo, but maybe that's just...
it was a little bit more put together, I think, than last night's opener and the last night's first few songs. But I don't know, Trey played like a few like tempo notes to like get the band on the same page, I think, early. And I don't know, the smooth like transition to MoBump like went really well. Like it was solid opener, kind of like not too like clunky like last night. But.
Right. 6 minutes each on those. So compact. I'm going to go with this here. Last night and tonight, I feel like up until when we get to the jam in this set, and the jam last night was Sigma, it seemed like they were not sure where they were going. And Trey wanted to throw out as many songs as he could. And hey, I know you like this song. We're going to do this one for you and this one for you.
Dog
Right.
They're like, we're not doing that. But I can tell like he tried.
And so he decided, hey, I'm at the beach, I'm gonna troll. And he threw out Olivia's Pool. Cool. I much would rather have Shafty. And I realized that Olivia's Pool was the original.
Controversial.
It's so controversial.
I mean, just like
I love it.
One's upbeat, one's like just
bluesy
the other way.
I did see that it's the first time they've both ever been played in the same tour.
Our man Scott Marks was on that.
Yeah, I thought that was an interesting stat. But I thought it was cool and a pretty big bust out, right? I mean,
yeah.
I think I looked up. It's been a while since.
Well, I guess it was probably the Alpine before quarantine. Right. Remember they busted it out there and it was like the greatest thing that ever happened.
Landlady, Olivia's Pool, the crowd went.
Yeah,
that was great.
Yeah, that was a big deal. I remember that.
So that was an up-tempo blues, mid-tempo blues rocker is what you would call that on ASCAP or BMI. And then we're going to go into My Soul, which is another up-tempo blues rocker. What did you think, Jen? Are you a fan of that?
I'm usually a take it or leave it. And again, like, I don't know, something about this run from home has been nice. So I was open-minded as to, I enjoyed all the chatter around the bust out and that. So I just sat back and enjoyed it for the most part. I don't know. For some reason I always get excited for set 2 while set 1 is happening. So
I like when they do the back-to-back blues jams too. And I
Very,
always
very
like,
Grateful Daddy.
yeah,
It's like
I knew it was My Soul, but like it's like sometimes it sounds like a slowed down version of Julius in the beginning a little
Right.
bit, like that. Right? I hope that is.
We were talking about it. I ended up texting with Abbey over there during the show, and we were talking about My Soul. And the first time I heard it was on a Zydeco album, Clifton Chenier doing it, and it's very similar. For Zydeco's usually totally upbeat. This one's a little slower, and it hits that thing.
You paused the show to play that?
I paused 5:55 so we can listen to that when you sent that.
That's one of Brian's toxic traits. He pauses
nice.
to listen to the original.
So what'd you think? What did you think? It's pretty neat, huh?
No, it's cool. It's like
very old school.
Yeah, I don't know, not to go into it, but there's like a Jocko tune that I traced all the way back to, and it's funny to like trace those songs or like riffs that Phish plays or whatever to go back into.
He's credited with the first Zydeco record, a song called "Paper in My Shoe," because they were too poor to have socks, so they put paper in the bottom of their shoes to keep their feet warm.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Always good. With
there you go. Useless fact for the night. And then we did 5:55, and 5:55 never fucks. I'm sorry. It was another 6 minutes.
That's a perfect way to put it, Kev. If
anything,
fucks.
you get like a little sludginess like towards the end of it. But instead, this went like blissy upwards. And
you might just play Mole every time you want to play.
Yes.
Play Mole. It's because that can fuck. It sometimes doesn't, but it has recently. Oh.
Didn't they do that to Halloween?
No, I'm back on Olivia's pool. They leave me alone, and I can't do both, and I hate not doing the comments. I'm just going to skip it. So 5:55, I guess. Where are you, Jen? Are you going to be the supporter and stand up?
No.
All right,
there's other stuff from Mike that I like better right now. I mean, 5:55. There's just. Get to be a fan long enough, you just go, there's something else I'd rather hear right now. And I couldn't even tell you what it is. It would just be something else. So.
And this is something we're going to circle back to after the big jam, because I have feelings about that kind of thing too. I think Mull is an MVP all of a sudden after that Merriweather, and they did Victim once back in 2019. They'd never break Victim out again.
I'd like to hear that again. So
my thing with Mike is, you all tell me if I'm crazy. I feel like he writes songs. Thank you. I feel like he writes songs that aren't in the key he sings in. He tries to like write shit that's higher, and it makes it sound awkward instead of singing in a lower. I don't know if he fears that he's in the same range as Trey and Paige then, and then it's everybody singing in the same range.
You only have to sing in G, D, and E, and you're fine. Like,
it's like he's always singing like kind of like the sharp note in a weird way, but I don't know.
I mean, like Gordon at least has like some songs that go from like chord to chord to chord. Like Trey's are 1 or 2 chords in most of his songs,
and that's what most humans do. Most humans don't try to go, unless you're Mariah Carey or something.
What even is a mole?
Mall is a kind of tea. It's something you can make spiced malt tea for the holidays. Where mall, you're thinking you're mulling it over.
Oh, I'm thinking of like mulled wine, right?
Yeah.
Yes. Wine is like hot red German wine.
Yes, mulled wine. Yes. And then you mull something over. You think about it. He's like talking about tacos. It's Taco Tuesday. Should I have tacos? Let me mull it over. It's as dumb as Way with the lyric.
It's so dumb.
Right.
But it isn't as stupid as Way with the I want to cut your head off so I can weigh it thing that'll get you banned from Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, it will. Yeah. You learned that lesson the hard way, I suppose.
Not me. I saw somebody else. And then we got the NICU, which didn't even make 6 minutes, which is criminal. Yeah. Let me say, all the songs, we're going to get to the gin next. On Fall Tour, every opener or most of them were very long, and then they were comfortable and they went. It seems like these sets, they played a bunch of songs, did the jam song, and then were comfortable after.
Yeah,
that's a good
not to like go forward to set 2, but like set 2 is usually like a 5-minute song for the first one, and they jam the first song tonight and jam the second one.
Yeah, but they remember when they were opening all those first sets with those long jams for a while.
Right. They did the Long Caspian. They did the Twist one night, I think.
Yeah.
You know, and then we ended up in the gin. So let's talk about this gin. Gin is always a heavy hitter. It's always the expectations are raised. You see gin on a set list, you're like, this better be damn good if it's gonna go over the past. Brian, I'll throw it to you to start.
So there's like one thing I heard in there was like Fishman kind of like ramping up his game, and he almost did that like anticipation like drum beat for Weekapog, and like I felt like that started that drum beat for him that he like kind of like kept going back into like the rest of the show. But just
that was his sweet spot all of a sudden.
Yeah, he just kind of like found it at that point and just kind of kept going with it. And then actually it's kind of funny, like me and Abby were talking about like Dave's energy guide, and she's like, oh yeah, whatever. There's a tease right there. That's a Dave's tease. And I was like, is it? And I was like, 10 seconds later,
He didn't think I could really have heard it.
But no, it was like the gin was good. It was like well played. There's some cool moments in that. So
yeah, I thought the gin
I
slapped.
thought it hit some nice spaces. What were you thinking, Jen?
I felt like it went big at moments. There was a couple of points where I felt like if you were there and you had the full Kuroda experience, it probably got
Totally.
large at times, like filling of.
Right.
We're talking more about space, and I felt like it filled it. Like all the things were probably happening, and then I do my back up the camera thing, and they don't, and then I just shut my eyes and listen, and whatever.
And imagine the last time you saw it.
Pretty much, but
Right,
I can
yeah.
tell there are times that I feel as though that band and Kuroda are working together to create this entire 360 experience that it doesn't matter who's mixing that visual for the home viewer, you're
Right.
never going to get there.
Totally.
I always appreciate people's home setups with their lights and all that.
Oh,
Right.
yeah.
So I appreciate it. I go for it, right? So I thought it definitely had moments, big moments.
Right. Very smooth transition back in. That's one of my, top 5 points I go with the gin. How do they end up back to finish the song, or do they? Because sometimes that's okay, but I want.
like recently they've been finishing all the songs, like last tour 21 did. So it's just
I mentioned this last night that my theory with that is it gives Trey an anchor. I know I'm going back to this, so this is the key and what I'm going to have to be playing. How do I find my way back there? As opposed to we're just going to go and see where it ends up.
Sometimes
and I'm sure it's a little bit easier to go back to the key that you end and start the song in, because then you can know whatever song after that. You're like, oh, I've played this a million times at my house to go from this song to this song.
Exactly. And then my question is going to be, and I'll get shot for this, but we get halfway to the moon all the time, right? This song comes out, got some it's 7 minutes, so it was a little longer than the first half of the set. But it got some really nice spaces. I feel like Paige nailed the vocal. They did it one other time in 2015, and they did.
It was really bad, right?
Yes, they did a bunch of debuts that night. I think
feel like everybody was looking up the history of heavy rotation at the same time.
Right. Oh, no, it crashed the site. It crashed Fishnet. Good for them. It's big when it crashes Fishnet. But
it probably could have been beautiful, but
I mean, I love when Paige comes out swinging with a Paige, like something that he's really passionate about. I mean, it looked like it was in heavy rotation in the Paige era. In between 2.0 and 3.0.
And I tell you what, it's one of the strongest lyrics out of that time. A lot of what you get is what I'll call, like Trey's is, sophomoric. It's something that they had never fully developed. Paige spent every day for years and years and years playing keyboards. Did he write every day? No, probably not. Hey, I need lyrics. Let me scribble something down. This scribble turned into something that I really appreciate.
I just want Paige ambient albums, like the way he does. EDM. The way he comes in all these other like set 2 songs and stuff and just lays down this layer. Like Paige has really found himself out.
Always wanted it this way off of Big Boat is like the standout track. It sounds like something right out of the 80s. I mean, it's so
So dope.
And
Yeah.
honestly, his new keyboard tech, making him like pull all these things out of his house and just like play all these things. Like,
Wait, I don't know that story. What's the dirt? New keyboard tech. What's the dirt on that?
I mean, that was what, years ago, like
Years ago,
16 or whatever.
You made it sound like it just happened.
I'm not that fan. But no, I'm just saying, like adding layers, like I think it happened with the Baker's Dozen, and just adding more synth stuff, and it like gives them an extra like thing to jam on. Like,
right.
I just really deeply appreciate a really random bust out too. That's just really one of like the cool
apparently biggest bust out of tour so far. Biggest bust out of tour.
I mean, this was easily this is incredibly random. I love how random it was. It's just
right. Let's go around the horn. Do we want to see this again?
Yeah, I mean, why not? It's only been twice so far, right?
Yes, this is the second time. So it should be in the rotation. Heavy rotation, maybe even. No, that'll kill it. Heavy rotation.
I was so distracted by like it sometimes really throws me off when I hear Phish play something live like that I have never heard before. I don't even remember it now. I need to listen. I need to listen again.
Listen back. Paige's vocal performance is really neat on it because it sounds like another instrument. You know,
sections were really good. I mean, the notes on it compared some of the piano sections to like the complexities of Squirm and Coil. So I need to listen.
And we didn't get the Coil tonight. That's another story. So then we got a Type 2-0. Jen, are you?
It was.
Are you pro zero?
Surprising. I mean, you know, I went through my phase of I feel like I would rather hear something else. And I mean, not only did it go places, but it wasn't the set closer. I mean,
yeah,
I was a big fan.
I definitely was on board at set closer.
Yes. Love and not set closer character 0 and love whatever weird grimy Type 2.
They didn't finish it. Do we get an asterisk? Unfinished?
I didn't look.
I didn't look either, but
not officially as of yet.
But I mean, Zero is the frat boy song, right?
I call it the arena rock number. Let's be inclusive.
You're right. That is a much better way to put it. Thank you. Much better.
And there's audience participation. I mean, it's got a little bit of everything. You know,
but where it landed in Phish's history when they wrote it was after they did Quadrophenia. They went into that Chicago venue, whatever it was, did Quadrophenia, and it was right. And they were like the power of fucking Bob O'Reilly or whatever's on that. I forget what the big tune is on that. Not a Who guy, sorry. Anyway, I am a David Bowie guy. So where we ended up is, and I see you smiling, Abby, so I'm going to let you go with it.
Songs that were played at me and Brian's first show, always, like, I remember, and they played it at Shoreline Night 1.
Are you going to play it at your wedding?
You know, I don't know. We're going to hypothetically go to Giz.
I'm marrying you off right now, so.
No. I thought it was really good. I like Moon Age Daydream. I love David Bowie. I prefer
5 years
that to some other, like I would take a Moon Age Daydream over a Rise Come Together any day. I feel like that
my God,
alternative spot there. Or like, I don't know, but did that end the set? It did.
Yes, that ended the set. I won 5 years, just saying.
I'm just cool with that after Zero. Like, if you're gonna play something after Zero and kind of the typical set closer, like something like nice with like a little punch, and that was cool to hear.
Is that something? Do you think that was an afterthought for Trey? Hey, he looked at the clock. I got another 5 minutes. Let me throw in a Moon Age Daydream.
Because I feel even in set 2 there was like he had to fill some more space, so like he threw like songs after like the big 4 jams or whatever.
Having to pay attention to a curfew sucks.
It was only the 6th time they've played it too. I mean, I always appreciate that there's
I saw that too. I was so shocked by that.
I thought it was more,
2015?
and I thought it had been played in Mexico, and it hadn't. So I was way off on that. So
it was 2015 they did that album. Is that when Bowie died?
16 they did it at the
16.
Grand.
Okay, so it's 16
Halloween,
he died.
yep.
Okay.
I did not realize that. Also, I saw that stat.
So once a year you get it.
Yeah.
About.
Yep. So that'll be a chaser. You know, people have gotten it, and then you're gonna go a while maybe before you see it again. So
Check that box.
Rocky Top, apparently.
You got to check
Yeah,
that
play
box.
Yeah. What happened to playing Rocky Top once a year? I mean,
I love.
with that?
Can I just say, and a shout out to Jackie? I'm thinking of this now.
Wait,
Happy
wait.
birthday yesterday. The
Dude,
line in that song that says they drink their corn from a jar.
so
That's the
Right.
fucking best line there is.
That is one of the
I
best
know.
lines ever.
I don't know, bad luck.
All right, so we're at halftime. I'm going to do a read, and then we're going to hop into that second set, which there's a lot there. A lot of 6-minute songs. No, only 2. All right. Osiris and HF Pod did a pre-show today with John Barber from the Disco Biscuits.
I saw.
Yeah, yes. And they're going to be doing something tomorrow. But I guess eventually I was told it'll show up somewhere and you'll be able to check it out if you didn't see it. Then we are back at it. Wook just popped up. I'm not going to bring him in yet. They're back at it tomorrow.
Yeah.
They're doing an auction for Mockingbird. So we all love Mockingbird. We want kids to play music. And they partnered with something called Whatnot. Now you got to go download the app. But they're going to do, it's an internet auction platform, and it's perhaps the internet's fastest growing collectible marketplace to hold an auction. So they're going to have shirts. The thing I saw that I love, but I have no money, I'm not going to buy, is they have one of 4 test pressings. Each one of the band members got a test pressing for Rift. They got one of them, and they're auctioning it off. So you can have, I mean, would you ever listen to it? That's another question.
That's for
Anyway, Tonewood Brewing is going to have their beer on tap. Brian, I don't know if you've ever heard of Tonewood. I hadn't.
No, but would love to try it.
Yeah, well, I'm always up for that. And that's at the Anchor Rock Club in Atlantic City tomorrow. And at 2 to 4. And you have to go online to osirispod.com/ARC and RSVP. Free ticket, 2 to 4. I think Tom Marshall's going to be there. I was hoping to be there, but it's not going to happen. I wanted to bring the kid. That's a whole nother story. And tomorrow we have Benz and Ixo on. Again, Wednesday pre-show on the lot. Michael Goodman from Egg8. Did I really say it like that? Eggy. And after with Guy Forget Ghost and fan sets. And let me just say, Guy Forgot is, I called it that for years. So I'm that guy.
Forget.
I had no idea till we did an OMP
Oh, yeah,
about
no,
it.
actually, yeah, she called it NICU. And I was like, what the hell did you just say?
NICU. I don't think
The
that's
NICU's in a hospital. That's what they call the natal intensive care unit in a hospital is the NICU.
I don't think
So
my
she
mom-
was right. You get an A+ for that, Abby.
I know that that's
My
not how
mom's
it's
a nurse, so I'm
pronounced,
going to call her on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Let's like do
It
this
is-
during set break.
No,
you know.
no.
So we got new Tweezer, old Tweezer to open. I thought that No Man and No Man's Land was symphonic, fantastic. I'm going to throw it to you, Jen, to open up the second.
Oh, I love that No Man's. I really, really, really liked it. I liked it a lot. And I thought that it that segue when it dropped into Tweezer, it was like I just felt like it was going that I love that long, we mentioned it before, that long set opener, like where you're like, well, is this gonna have any legs to it? Like where are we headed with this?
You
And
know
then
who hates
all
the
of
long
that.
set openers? Brad, because it's free.
I think they do kind of like, okay.
There was no 20-minute jams tonight, so
Nothing 120.
Oh, so what do you think? What are your notes there? I know you took copious notes. Let's hear them.
Yeah, please share.
I honestly thought like Trey started layering some stuff, like he was playing like a repeat pedal,
Mootron.
kind of going for
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
And like Fishman's had that We Could Pod Giddy Up again. Like it got a little bit blissy, and then I felt like there was some sort of like transition out of blissy. They almost went back into it, like kind of like that Gordon Hose from, I don't know, I always want to say
It was like kind of muddy.
like 2017, everything's right, kind of like bass beats from Gordon. And yeah, no, it just cut off and went straight to Tweezer. And that kind of just pisses me off. Like, let's be real. Like,
Let's get just to it.
let's just get to it. Like, like you had something going on here. It could have went longer. And like, you're going to crowd please with Tweezer.
The last 3 shows, this is the third time I'm going to say this in a row. it feels like you could have cut out the song after the first song that was the big jam, like Ruby Waves last night. You could have cut it out and stitched those jams together, and they would be seamless. Like they threw the song in.
What did I say last night? Set Your Soul Free. The disease
Right.
and disease after that was basically Set Your Soul Free jam after that.
Right. If Stop Making Sense, that Talking Heads album, the original copies had a whole book in it that had an interview with David Byrne, and one of the questions they asked him was, why do songs have lyrics? And he said, so people pay attention. And sometimes I feel like if Phish walked out and played 80 minutes, they could do it instrumental and just go out and jam for 80 minutes and play a new song, but people would be fucking lost.
I was like, why do you play like reggae and stuff when you love jazz? He goes, it pays the bills because there's singing in it. Like,
Right.
Yeah, I mean, it's not true.
So you gotta have lyrics.
Well, you
but
know it. I mean, sometimes people start doing a lot more talking the deeper the jams get. They can't take it. They can't handle it. And you'll look around and be like, people are not getting there. It's too much. I know what you're saying.
funny, I'm the other way around. When the jam's not good, I start talking, and all of a sudden, like when they start clicking, I'm like,
you're like that. You're that guy.
yeah.
I just feel
I'm a
like
pain in the
I
ass in
just
general.
don't
Thank you.
want Tweezer to be
Is
like,
that where the genuine asshole clip should have gone?
Probably.
Yeah.
Can we do that still?
Oh yeah, sure. But you gotta give me we gotta hold it like it.
But he's a genuine asshole.
Thank you very much. So I feel like the No Man went where it should have tonight. I really do. And they dropped into the tweezer. I feel like everyone expects it. You got the huge crowd on the beach. Last year's tweezer was a monster and completely overlooked over the whole course of the tour because it wasn't quite as long. But this one was under 20 minutes. Like you said, we never hit 20 minutes, but it was compact and fierce.
Mm-hmm.
And it got to some really great spaces. Abby, what you got?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we have like the tweezer bit. I mean, it's always so awesome when they drop into a tweezer.
Does someone not like tweezer?
No, it's more the sentiment. It's like you like it so much you don't want it that much.
They have such a big catalog. Like you could be like dropping into other stuff in the
Most consistent jam vehicle across their whole career since.
But
they
I do
dropped
also
it.
feel like they're playing it way
Jin.
more frequently now.
I'd argue that
That's not
Jin's
just
better.
we're not making that up. They really like
Jen? Really?
Wow.
I don't know. I have to think on that.
I thought they were gonna do a big like about to run there or something.
And honestly, like the slow creeper is probably Ruby Waves jams.
Yeah. I don't know.
That lyric is like the worst of all the lyrics.
No, actually, light's the worst. Like the light is growing brighter now, over and over.
No, the fucking pinball thing. You know what I see? Have you guys ever watched the 76 Dead movie with the animated sequence in the beginning and the pinball thing?
No.
That's what I think of when I hear Trace singing it.
Is it like weird and trippy or something?
It is. It's Uncle Sam playing pinball, and there's this little face on the ball that's screaming through space.
Yeah. No, but it was a really good tweezer.
It was fantastic tweezer, but I feel like the tweezer got gypped. It was dark and creamy, and I don't know.
Like, so Gordon posted online that he was at Boardwalk Hall, and he was like, "Yeah, the last time we were here, like we played the Little Feat album." And let's be real, I was like 20 rows back from that, and that was a fucking great show. And the night before,
That's the one I wish I was at.
The night before that, they did like a Tweezer Fest thing with a bunch of Zeppelin songs. And I think towards the end of that Tweezer, like Gordon was playing the Heartbreaker line. Like Trey was close to it, but Gordon, I think, was like on it. So,
But a little nod. Like the dog log the other night was all Mike playing it, and Trey was like, "Fuck you, man."
Exactly.
It's Mike never really said no. I think we need to expose this.
Right. Yeah, Mike definitely.
Mike says yes. Hell yeah.
Right.
So Set Your Soul Free, 10 minutes. I know I keep going with the lengths, but when I'm home, that matters. When I'm there, I could give a fuck. But
Right. I feel you on that. And I also feel like they're overplaying Set Your Soul Free, but
nice micro jam.
Note I have it is like ripcord to number line.
oh
But yeah.
You know, the Set Your Soul Free thing is it's become reliable. and Trey is comfortable doing it.
Yes, I agree. It definitely, it's like free. Like, I mean, free is better, but it's like safe in that capacity. It's always going to be, and it can be a jam vehicle. So any of those songs like No Man's 2 that have the potential to be a 20+ minute jam, I'm always stoked on because.
And actually, you're right about that. Like, just looking at the set list, all the stuff that they threw in there, like, possibly could be a jam vehicle for everything.
They all could have been 20-minute,
Exactly.
except the Beat It on Down. Well, we'll get to that. But after, you got anything on Set Your Soul Free, Jen?
Well, it seemed kind of it seems more like a springboard right now. That one does, where whatever is going to come after it, if that doesn't go the 20 itself, then I have an expectation that something afterwards. I was really hoping for a simple, and I enjoyed that simple immensely. I'm sure it didn't go that long. Nothing did.
It was 13 minutes, but
yeah,
13 every second counted of the jam in those 13 minutes.
I felt so too. So but those two things together sit really nicely for me. Mm-hmm. The Set Your Soul Free and the simple.
I love the end of that simple. I wish they had have skipped the next song and spent that 6 minutes in that chaos space that they get in when the whole thing falls apart. And they're just, the Dead did drums in space. But when Phish does it, it's like drums is superimposed on space, and it's like some weird remix.
That's a good way of saying it.
I like that. Yeah,
So,
it did get really weird and spacey, and I was like, I kind of like this because it's really weird and alien-y, and they're like sometimes doing the whale sounds and like
it's almost like that the end of that Chula Piper thing, like the spaceship taking off.
Yeah, like I'm
and that's what Brian said was they ground the spaceship when they went into the next song. But Abby, go on about Simple, please, because it deserves it.
Well, no, I mean, Simple, it's always so good. I feel like the whole thing was super tight. It felt really good. It was like everything. It
felt
was
like a simple show too.
Yeah, and then we were like in alien spaceland. It was like kind of grungy and muddy, and then the whale sounds and like all these wild things, and we're like out in outer space. And I saw I can't remember who it was, but somebody tweeted, like, yeah, we were like on the spaceship with all the aliens, and then all of a sudden Trey just forced us back into
Happy
our
birthday.
vessels.
You know what I think?
Yeah. And I was like, that is a really good way to put it, because it's like this hard stop. It was like you are off the spaceship and at a birthday party. Which is
when Trey does that, I think he thinks it's somebody's birthday. I'm gonna make somebody's night.
And it was pretty beautiful. Yeah, and it was like a Jackie getting number line always melts my heart. And and honestly, it was actually a really beautiful seg. And it's kind of what Phish is about, is going from alien spaceship land to somewhere else. And like, I can always respect them doing that together, because that's what makes it interesting, right? If we always stayed in that same vibe, and we do sometimes, we do have whole sets that stay in that vibe. But
I'm going to be real. I'm a huge Numberline fan, and that
I feel like
that was a ripcord of ripcords. That really made me upset.
I feel like
that was pulling the rug out from the carpet. And I'm like, yeah, everybody hates Numberline because of that. I'm like
that's how you make people hate Numberline more. When you
we got a great first 4 songs, and then we got a mediocre second 3, and you all can shoot me when we get to the last one. But we did Numberline. Numberline is what it is. Another 6-minute song. So we've had Days, MoMA, My Soul, 555, Numberline so far that have all been 6 minutes. And then the next song, Golgi, was 6 minutes. So we're 666, 666, double. Golgi has achieved a new level.
They almost jammed it.
They almost do every time.
Did the band say no to Trey? Because I feel like I was like, oh, was that a happy little flub and we're going to turn it into something? I was like, is he trying to jam? And the band's like, no, we don't jam this song. Like, I don't know. It felt.
Yeah.
We're getting paid by the minute here, Trey. We're not doing that.
What's up?
We're getting paid by the minute. We're not fucking jamming that.
Yeah. We're just trying to fill space at this point, right?
I always love Golgi, though. Like, especially because it's one of those peak, like its peak is like a big white light jam, like, it's like,
and it's their youth.
Yeah, so good.
Even though the lyric is so outdated,
it's so wild. I know. Yeah, but it's
I haven't had a ticket stub. Well, I got a ticket stub this year, but it's been a long time before that. I think last summer they might have mailed out physical tickets, but
There's a guy online that makes them, and he'll send them.
I met him at Merriweather. He
Yeah,
was right across from the worst spotted pots you've ever seen.
My 150th is at Alpine. I want to ask him for one because my 100th show, I have the ticket stuff for that on the poster. And I was like, I should probably.
You know what you can do? That day, walk up to the box office at Alpine and ask if you can get a printed ticket.
So it says Ticketmaster on my poster.
But whatever, at least you'd have the physical. You could be like the last. You can write the last one on it or something. The last one. Anyway, all right. So then we got Slave.
Good.
Slave is Slave.
Thought I was gonna get Drift or something like that.
Yeah.
Slave, Drift, almost interchangeable.
Sea of Stars, maybe. Yeah.
No, Sea of Stars is kind of middle of a
You're
set.
getting that at Alpine. You're getting hit Sea of Stars and that huge lawn with no
What about
lights.
kind of Pebbles and Marbles?
Yeah.
I like Pebbles and Marbles.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, so whatever. Like, I don't know. That was.
I know. I'm trying to think. It was. Yeah, it was good. I'm like, I felt like something else could have gone there. I don't know.
It seemed like they phoned that in as that choice.
And it's funny because it's like you thought it was going to be maybe a 4-song, 5-song set, and then all of a sudden, like you're throwing in the Gold G now, and now you're throwing in. So it's like, all right.
Definitely should have been a Coil to close.
Yeah, that would
Let Page have his moment on the beach.
Yeah,
He did.
Yeah, he did.
And there we are. And then we got. Do you want to say anything about the encore? Because we were pontificating about it beforehand, Brian.
I mean, you go for it, babe.
I got nothing.
I mean, it's a beautiful song. I love it. Always reminds me of Susan when they played it together at Lock-In. It's so beautiful, but it's falling into the I always want to go one more round at the encore, right? But if it's Loving Cop, Show of Life, Life Beyond a Dream, I
don't know.
I thought Brian was going to say. Kevin said they were going to do Life Beyond a Dream into Tweezer reprise for the encore before they did it.
Did you say that?
Yes, I said it in the chat we were in.
I just I don't know. It's like throwing a bug or something out there and just having the tweet prize at the end be like
bug.
Well, Bug will never be the same now. So
my theory on Life Beyond a Dream is that Trey should have given it to Susan after that Lock-In performance and said, "I'm not worthy. It's your song now."
I know. It's beautiful. It's a bah humbug a little bit for me, but I just have.
Do you know what it's about? I was told what it was about this summer.
I feel like I maybe have told once. But
it's about recovery. It's about drug addiction. There's a life beyond the dream and the whole thing. And so, again, with Miss You, now I feel like I'm in Trey's head to some extremely personal shit. And I'm like, I don't want to know this.
The other interesting thing about Life Beyond a Dream, and I'm pretty sure this is correct, but I think it's the only song on the Ghost of the Forest album that was only played at the live shows and isn't on the album.
It isn't on the album, right?
It isn't on an album still. Yeah. I always find those songs interesting. Why are these songs,
Simple's not an album.
I know. I think
it didn't end up on the Sigma Oasis album.
No, there was Steam and
Leaves is on there, right? And Simple is on a live one, which is probably the blueprint.
Yeah.
So to circle back around, this is why I hate Tweezer. Now Phish is throwing out albums left and right. They can jam on all these new things. Back in the day, there's only a few albums, and now they're coming out with them every few months, every few years, whatever. So it's I don't know, jam all this stuff instead of Tweezer.
Yeah, but
come for the jam, babe. They gotta
get the jam. I don't care what
people
are like. I hate Ruby Waves. I'm like, I don't.
How many of the new songs has Trey unilaterally vaulted to jam status? Soul Planet, Everything's Right, Set Your Soul Free, Blaze On, all these new tunes. I don't get with that. I don't believe you.
I mean,
that's okay. We can have fun on Twitter with it.
It's okay.
I wanted About to Run tonight. I feel like they're due to.
They should have.
Oh, they haven't played that in a minute. Rocky Top.
You still want a Rocky Top?
You were the Rocky Top
Everybody
stan.
wants the Rocky Top.
Because we get our corn from jars.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
But I'm stoked. I'm so fucking ready to go see them. This has honestly been probably the hardest FOMO I've had from the couch, especially because we got to see so many,
Great
shows
songs.
before, and we did fake MSG. I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. We both of our first time at Alpine.
Oh, first time?
Yeah.
Ah,
Yes.
pavilion lawn combo.
Party deck.
Party
Back.
deck.
Oh,
Yeah.
The deck.
no
Nice.
problems.
I don't think they had a deck when I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have
it's-
no idea.
We're new custies, apparently.
Yeah, we're new.
but-
Yeah, that's great though. No, I mean I've only really slummed it at Alpine, but it's a good
I
part.
slept in the parking lot, for 3 days, 2.5.
Wide array of experiences from people, obviously, but
I don't think they let you sleep in the parking lot anymore.
I wouldn't think
They
so.
don't let you do shit in
Do
the
it.
parking lot at Alpine. There is no lot seen at Alpine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird because I tell you what, this summer, it seemed like everywhere the venue said we're going to give you a whole lot to allow vending. Like at Merriweather, they never before, but they had a whole lot. Lot 5 was dedicated to vending, and everybody set their tents up. They let it rage till like 2 a.m, shut them
Better
down.
to do that.
Kevin, I have to give you a huge nod for telling Merriweather to open their lots early because there's going to be like a line of cars out there. Literally on Twitter,
It's
Kevin was
crazy.
like, "Yo, do you know what you're in for? Like, why do we have to talk about this every year? Like, you need to open these gates early."
And
A
that
lot of-
kid,
Cheers to that one, man.
It's always a
Jones Beach was 9 a.m., which is a little extreme, but there's some people who probably want to get the corner spot right by the venue and sell water, and they'll show up. And
Well, there's
Yeah.
6 up there. You gotta be careful. Like they got
Six
the they got the white New Balances on with the brand new
we used to
press
we
size.
used to sell shirts. We used to sell shirts that were the 7-Up logo, but it said 6 Up, the Uncoola instead of the Uncola.
My favorite lot shirt is the Tide with the Tide logo on it. Like, if somebody could ever find me that shirt, please do. I would
It was old.
pay,
Go with it.
I'd pay okay money for it.
Play lot.
There we go. All right, so I'm going to do something and play the music out because I think we went through the show, and I love you guys. Thank you for coming on, all three of you, so much.
right, guys.
Right on.
It's been such an incredible season. I only have, I guess, tomorrow night and next week, and everybody coming on. It's just been fantastic. We're going to try to do a recap show the Wednesday after Alpine, so I may reach out to you guys to say hi, or
what do you
maybe
guys
record
think?
a hi or something.
Would
We're
love
going to see how it works.
And then you're hot in the dicks.
Yes, hot into dicks. That is the worst fucking music ever. Thank you guys.
That's like